Hello friends, this is Praying Jeremiah, episode number 28, even though you can't see my face. As I mentioned in our last video, we are in a 4-chapter section that is often called the Book of Consolation. In this section, Jeremiah is talking about hope. And that's refreshing, isn't it? Jeremiah paints a grim picture in verse 12. Israel's hurt was incurable, their wound grievous, he says in chapter 30. All her lovers, her political allies, had forgotten her. But with God, nothing is impossible. Note verse 17. I will restore health to you, and your wounds I will heal, says the Lord. When the time is ripe, the incurable becomes curable. Jeremiah speaks of the restoration of Jacob in verses 18 through 22. Verse 18, I will restore the fortunes of Jacob's tents. Of course, by the term tents, we should probably understand clans, that is, the people who dwell in those tents. They're going to be restored. And there will be a change in the life of the people with the sound of praise and merrymaking, verses 19 and 20. I like verse 22. I will be your God, and you will be my people. Doesn't this sum up the goal of all the promises of restoration, that Israel would at last be bound to the Lord in the way that he had always intended she should be? Her true calling was to be God's holy, elect people. And of course, that's his calling for us as well. What this chapter showed us is that with God, there is always hope. That there is no such thing as an incurable wound or an incurable hurt, that we or our loved ones cannot go so far away from God that we or they cannot be brought back. And you might be wondering why I'm showing you this field. Not the prettiest field, is it? But as you can see the flags, they're getting ready to develop this field and turn it into a housing development. It's right across the street from where we live. It's all about the future. And that's what Jeremiah chapter 30, 31, 32, 33 are all about, the future. All about hope that God brings to his people. Hope. That must be our God's middle name.